Hello, and welcome to Michael's Minty Music for today. Today we were reviewing Taylor Swift's 2008 album, Fearless, along with the re-recording she released in 2021, the aptly named Fearless Taylor's version. There's a big background about why she did this, but I'm not going to go into it here. Look it up if you're really interested. It's kind of an interesting little thing. This is the track listing of the 2021 re-recording. It has all the songs from the original the original's standard and platinum versions, and it also has some new songs at the end, which are sort of demos that weren't released from that time period. Or at least that's what she says. I mean, I assume. I don't know why she'd lie about that. That doesn't really make sense. These are the tracks I added to my playlist. 8 out of the 26, which is pretty low, only about 30%. This album has a lot of things that you've probably heard before, changed slightly, but really not a ton. I mean, part of the problem is the time period. This is a really, in my opinion, a dated album. The primary style is sort of country, and there are hints of more traditional pop and rock. It's not enough to really diversify the album well. If you're a fan of the late 2000s, early 2010s sort of country pop style, you'll probably love this album, but I kind of don't really like that style. I can still appreciate it, but it's never going to be my favorite. And then ultimately, this is basically a good album that I personally don't enjoy that much, with a lot of tracks which I find boring, but others probably like a lot. So this is sort of like a good album that I personally don't like the style of. There's one single off of the original album, Love Story, which was on the radio at the time along with You Belong With Me and 15, I believe. My favorite song here, I probably gotta go with Hey Steven. In my opinion, it avoids being as sort of blatantly, openly country as most of the other songs, and I think the lyrics are actually pretty clever, pretty well done. In terms of the newly released tracks, the only one that really stands out to me is Mr. Perfectly Fine. All the other ones are alright, but it's clear why they were not released at the time. Except for that one. That one's pretty good, and I think could have been on the main album. Or the platinum version of this standard album. I rank this album in the lower half of Taylor Swift's albums. I think it's the best country pop album she made, but I don't really like that style, and I don't really like her country albums. I think the majority of her albums are better than all of her country albums, including Fearless. In my opinion, I think Fearless does have some more enjoyable songs on it than Reputation, though, just overall, but it's pretty close. Fearless and Reputation are kind of the same. Reputation's the worst of her pop stuff, and Fearless is the best of her country stuff, so I put it above. And it comes together significantly better than her next album, Speak Now, in my opinion. In any case, it's obviously an improvement over her first album from 2006. It's just got a lot more and is a lot more polished. Now, Fearless does not take my top spot from 2008. That goes to Fun House by Pink, which is significantly, it's just more polished in general. This is Taylor Swift's second album. Fun House is Pink's fourth or fifth, I think. And I really like Funhouse's style a lot more. It's more rock pop, and I just like rock better than country. Fearless does put up some competition. It's definitely good, but I just like Funhouse more. Next up is Pink Floyd's 1972 album, Obscured by Clouds. This album was intended to be a soundtrack album, like their 1969 album More. So I'm interested to see if it's better or worse and what they do with it. So stay tuned for that, and as always, stay minty.